Good evening. With a quorum being present, I would like to call this meeting to order at 6 o'clock. Would you please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Could we get a roll call, Ms. Williams?
Ryan Raffles.
Here.
Katie Toperzer. Here. Marley Hope is not here. Taylor Eason. Here. Eddie Simchik has requested an excused absence. Anthony Scaramucci.
Here.
Skylar Carstairs is not present. Thank you.
Okay. Do we have any modifications to the agenda? Looking good? Okay. Next would be the approval of minutes. If you would turn to the November 18th. I move to approve. Approve. Okay.
Aye. Aye.
Aye. Okay, and the November 25th. All in favor to approve?
Aye. Aye.
Aye. Motion to approve. I would move to approve. Can I get a second?
I second that. Aye.
Aye. Aye. And the January 6th. Third time's a charm. I move to approve. Can I get a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Okay, moving right along. About our contest to be held at the Earth Day Festival this year. I see we have a report from Ms. Topitzer.
Yeah. I made a flyer, and it basically says where it will be, when, and I already spoke to the elementary art teachers for North County, and they were all on board with it and said that they'd hand out like the flyers to their students at the beginning of March to give them a month to get their art together. And the students would submit their artwork to the teachers by April 8th, and the teachers, they said they would judge them, so they could judge them the 14th, that Thursday, and then announce the winners at the school on the 15th. And then I was thinking we could pick up the artwork on the Monday the 18th at the schools. And then I was going to speak to the high school sometime this week, but someone's going to have to get to the middle school because I can't do that.
Okay. Is there anybody that is currently in one of the middle schools?
I could talk to the charter middle school, but I don't know that I could reach out to Storm Grove or Sebastian.
Okay. Would emailing them, the art teachers, be an option, or do you need to?
I'm sure we could email them, because I have the documents I could email them to, for them to look at.
Okay. Would you be able to do that, or?
Yeah, I could do that.
Okay. Oh, that sounds good. And teacher recommendations. Did anybody gather recommendations from the teachers about the medium? We addressed, well, no, we didn't quite address who will gather them. Did anybody get any feedback from teachers about pertaining to the medium and the collection? Okay. Well, then we have some work to do. Do we wish for someone to get suggestions when they're talking to the teachers next, or do we want to try to decide one on our own?
I was thinking that art teachers at the schools would collect them, and I have a entry form too to give to the students with their artwork, so each one knows which is which. So this will be turned in with the artwork, and so we know whose is whose, obviously. And once the teachers judge them, then we'll know like who did it and everything about it. And yeah.
Okay. So the teachers will gather them. Then after the teachers gather them, are they going to come back to us? Or?
Yeah, we would collect them on that Monday after, on the 18th of April.
Okay. So back on the subject of the medium. Any medium or specific?
So the teachers are gonna kind of pick that, right? If they're gonna have the contest in the school, it'll be picked by the teachers. It kind of sounds like it.
Okay.
Each is kind of a school contest, and then we would like do the winners from each one.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Who is going to... Oh, back up a little bit. You said the teachers would judge them?
Yeah, the art teachers would judge them.
And then out of what they judge from their school...
We would collect the winners from those schools.
Okay, and then announce... Are we going to pick a winner out of those winners, or are we just going to announce the winner from each school?
I think that we should have a winner from each school and then the overall winner. And then like the winner should get some sort of a prize. But
okay. Lost my train of thought there.
and out of the winners, I think we should have a first, second, and third place. This way, everybody, not just one person, will win.
Okay. I see here there are going to be ribbons that are provided by the city.
I do have approval to purchase some ribbons. We just don't know how many how many contests you're gonna have. You said
Okay.
each school and then an overall winner?
That's what it sounded like.
But is there going to be different levels?
For each school, we should have, we should give them like a certificate for the winner, and then the winner of the whole group gets like a ribbon.
However you guys wanna work it out.
So, do we want a first for each school, and then a first overall, or first, second, and third overall?
First for each school, and then first, second, and third for the overall category.
Okay. So then we'll have to, once we collect them, we're gonna have to have another meeting to judge it before the Earth Day Festival. Will we have to do that in a meeting, I would assume?
An overall winner for Earth Day, right?
Correct.
Are you guys gonna display these at Earth Day somehow?
I was thinking about using like the stage to present the winners. And then like maybe have the art on display while we're there.
I think what she's asking is, are you going to have them displayed during the event, not just at the stage for announcements?
Yeah, like we have our table, and then we have the art on display there, and then once we go up on the stage.
But how are you gonna have it displayed? Are you, 'cause I know some of the schools have displays that you can attach them to if you talk to the schools. So I know a couple of our elementary schools have display boards if you wanna talk to them.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I would recommend that, because otherwise they're just gonna fly around in the wind and get torn up, and if it's
Yeah.
a prized piece of work.
And then would we just, I would assume we would only be able to display the winners from each school. Because
Yeah.
there's going to be a lot.
Yeah, we just display the winners.
Even then, that's gonna be 3 from each school. How many schools?
There's 5 elementary schools, and then the two or 3 middle schools, depending on how many we get to, and then the 1 high school.
It's a lot of artwork, you guys.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying just take the winner from each, from
The
each,
first place?
yeah.
I got an idea. If we take like 1 from the middle school, since there's 5 1 from the elementary school, since there's 5, 2 from each middle school, so that'll be 6, and then 3 from the high school. So you get like 3 winners, and then we choose the overall of each. Because it wouldn't really be fair having a high school's drawing against a elementary kid's drawing.
Yeah, we'd have like 3 categories, elementary, middle, and high school.
I know. My name's Andrea Ring. I'm a member of the Natural Resource Board, and I don't mind the judging at the elementary in each school, but once you get to the park, I would just rather it be a celebration, and I really would not like to see any judging going on at the park. That's just my opinion, and I don't know what the rest of the board thinks, but I feel just we want to celebrate, and that's all we want to do. We don't want to judge. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what I was saying before. Would we have to have a meeting to come here and judge the artwork?
Oh, okay. Okay, so once you gather them up, you could bring them here to the chamber, and we'll display them here at the chamber for you guys, or?
I think that would be the best way to do it, yeah. So you said that you'd be collecting it the 18th?
Yeah, that's a Monday.
It's a Monday. So,
And then we'd need people to go around to the elementary schools, some of them, 'cause there's Sebastian, Pelican Island, Liberty, Fellsmere, and Treasure Coast.
and So we could have the meeting that next Tuesday, the 19th, to judge them. Does that sound good?
Are you doing it as a workshop?
Yeah.
Well, let's call it a special meeting, 'cause workshop, you can't take action. So we'll call it a special meeting. So did you guys say that you're gonna collect it on the 18th?
Yeah.
And that's a Monday. And then do you guys think you can come Tuesday night for a meeting, or Tuesday at 3 or 4? Is that possibly?
I'm a little confused. So are we picking, one winner out of the elementary level, one winner out of the middle school level, and then one winner out of the high school level? And then all of those are competing against the final prize? Because it seems a little unfair that you, if that's what you said, I may have misunderstood. Seems a little unfair that we'd have high schoolers versus elementary for the final win.
It was, I think I understood that it was going to be,
Like the final of each, like,
Okay, so we'll have one overall winner out of the elementary
yeah.
level, one out of the middle, and
and
one out of the
the
high. Okay. And one of the things I was gonna bring up in my comments was, we cannot do, night meetings. That is too, disruptive to Officer Penn's schedule. So we would request that we go back to the 4 o'clock timeframe. It's just a bit of an issue. I have to pay overtime, which I know you guys probably don't understand that, but it costs the city a lot of money, and, it disrupts her from her daily duties.
okay. Should I make note to adjust that later on and,
Let's make sure we can do this. Do we have someone that can pick up the artwork? Katie can get it from the elementary schools, and then the middle schools, and then the high schools. I don't know if this is all doable, you guys.
You have to remember transportation, so you might wanna double check on that before you make it concrete.
I can get it from the middle schools, but I don't know about the high school.
I could get it from the high school, and then I could do Pelican Island and Liberty, but I can't do Sebastian, Fellsmere, or Treasure Coast.
I can do Treasure Coast as well, but I don't know that I could do the other one, so.
I might be able to do Sebastian. What was the other one, Pelican?
Fellsmere was the other one.
Would Fellsmere be included since it's zoned for Fellsmere and not Sebastian?
Technically, Treasure Coast and the middle school and the high school aren't in Sebastian either, so we're basically including all North County. So if we're gonna do everybody else, we have to include Fellsmere, I would assume.
One of the things you might be able to accomplish is talk to the art teachers. They might be willing to bring them here.
Why did I not think of, yeah, that's smart.
You know, it's possible they may be willing to bring them to the council chambers and, the clerk's office. Would you all be able to receive them?
Yeah, we could
Artwork.
receive them, yeah.
Okay, so,
I could email them about that.
okay, that would be a lot less of a hassle, wouldn't it? So now we have the gathering process. and then back on to the only other things, the judging. Did we want to do a special meeting on the 19th of April?
That's Tuesday. Can
Yes.
you do that, Ashley? Can you guys do 4 o'clock?
I can do
can.
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock works.
Okay. Then the 19th of April at 4 o'clock. Okay. And then we still haven't ironed out how many ribbons. We are doing the one winner from each school, correct?
Yeah.
So 5 elementary, 3 middle.
Yeah, 3 or 2, I don't know yet. Probably 3.
5 elementary, 3 middle, 1 high. So we'd need 9 right there.
And
And
then the overall.
then the overall, did we want to do a first, second, third overall, or just
Probably just first.
oh wait, I'm forgetting to separate elementary, middle, and high, though.
It would be 27 if you do elementary, middle, and high. And I don't know if you want to do 2 divisions for elementary, because it's like such a wide range, or just 1.
Yeah, the thing is, there are 5 elementary schools, so we couldn't split it
Yeah.
evenly. How about we did a overall for each, let's start with elementary here. We did an overall for each school, and then how about, since there are 5 elementary schools, okay, we'll see there are 5 elementary schools, but there are also going to be less kids. Maybe not. No, there's just going to be less at each school. Okay, forget that last comment. There are going to be 5 elementary schools, so what if we did a best of each school and then a first, second, third for elementary, since there are 5 schools? And then a first, second, third for middle, and then high school. There's only 1 high school, so just the first, second, third for high. Does that sound good? So, if we did elementary, we would need 5 for each school, plus first, second, third. So that's 8 we need for elementary.
What if we just did a first, second, and third overall for like the division itself? Like just for elementary?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but if you did it for each school, so that'd be 15 ribbons just for elementary.
Well, I think we were talking about a best for each school, and then out of the best for each school, pick a first, second, third.
Couldn't we do like best for each category, then just print like certificates for the people that did it but didn't win? Could we do that?
That would be a lot of certificates.
Aren't the teachers doing the judging in the first place? So why don't you guys do the judging of overall? So there's a first, second, third of all the elementary schools instead of each, because the teachers are already doing that much judging.
That's also very true. I'm glad you guys are here. So, just the first, second, third for elementary, first, second, third for middle, and first, second, third for the high school. 9 ribbons.
And
Does that sound good?
if you want to do a participation certificate, I mean, those are usually pretty easy. I don't know how many students you're going to have. I really don't imagine you're going to have, hundreds and hundreds. So you could essentially do certificates. We could help with that. For the ones that, especially in the younger category, they like to
Right.
get the certificates, but we could do it for everyone.
That works.
Right, 'cause what I said when I was thinking there would be a lot of kids. I know every kid in elementary has art, but then not everyone in middle and high school has art, so that cuts out a lot of kids there. So that would be a lot less certificates.
Not everyone's gonna do it.
Mhm. Yeah.
And make sure, Katie, when you, have communication with the teachers, that you're getting their first and last name for each student on their artwork, so that way we can get the proper spelling for the certificates.
Yeah.
And have the teachers write the name, because I can't read all of it.
Yeah, I have the artwork flyer. I'm sure this, parents or someone will fill it out for them.
So how many sets of ribbons do we need?
One
One set?
set for elementary, one set for middle, one set for high, right?
Okay. And then, is there overall?
No, that is,
No? Okay. 3 sets.
Yeah.
Okay. First, second, and third, right?
But is there not gonna be first, second, and third from each school?
3 sets, right? Am I on the right page? Yes. Okay. Okay.
Okay. All right, and the announcement at Earth Day, who is going to be the one actually announcing the winners?
I could do it.
Okay.
Do we all wanna go up there? This way, one person doesn't have to be up there by themselves. And just one person could say it, but we could all just go up there with them.
Yeah. And that way we'd be representing ourselves as a council too. Depending on how many of us are there at the present time, but we could arrange for all of us to be there at the presentation of the awards. Okay. So that'll be all of us up on stage, and it doesn't have to be decided right now who's going to do the talking. I mean, unless she wants to do it, then that's fine, but.
Okay.
My flyer. You all have a copy of the flyer. All I did was, I changed out the logo for the regular city logo, but that's not important. The important part is the, top right corner. I just added "Join us for Earth Day" in the park, in Riverview Park, on April 23rd. I just replaced that, with the last thing that was on there, which was this meeting. So are we all still good with the flyer? I know we talked about it last time.
Yep.
And do we want to, well, yeah, of course we want to, get the flyers into the schools. So that they would see the advertisement to come join us for Earth Day.
You might wanna also see if local businesses wanna put them out, whether they display them or put it on a calendar. This way, other people can at least come out and see it, even if their child isn't participating.
Is there a way that we can get in touch with a variety of businesses, like through the Chamber of Commerce, or?
There's probably a list at the Chamber of the Businesses.
You can also email the chamber. Whenever I've had things going on where I would send flyers to the chamber, and they usually disperse it as well. But sometimes it's a little nicer when you can actually go door to door as well. But you can do both if you just call and speak with somebody there.
Okay, I would be able to do the emailing, and I would imagine I could be able to get around to some businesses, but I mean, definitely not all.
Okay. We could probably put this on the website, the city's website, and put it in the lobby too, so.
Okay, could we make arrangements for that, and then maybe I will email the chamber?
Okay.
And it would probably be a good idea to get them in the schools too, I would think, right?
Correct.
I'm in Office 8 at the high school, so I could take care of that.
I'm sure you could email like the elementary schools, like their offices, and they would print them out and put them in the front office for the parents and students.
Yeah.
Are you making new flyers for the art day, or is it just gonna be this flyer?
I have an art day flyer, and I already passed them out to the elementary schools, and they were gonna pass them out to the
Okay.
students. And then I was gonna talk to the high school this week and hand some out to them.
That works.
And the flyer that's sitting there mentions the Earth Day in the corner there. Or should it say something specifically about the art contest, or? 'Cause they'll
Well,
already
for the
find out
ones that
about
you're
that.
sending to the schools, like the one you have, just make sure it specifies everything, all the information you need, and if it's flyers that they might wanna put in the virtual backpack that goes to all the parents online, they may need to have a lot more information than just that on this flyer.
Okay,
Can I make another suggestion?
yeah.
Because you're asking the youth on this flyer to give their information and what they'd like to see in the city. I don't know if you have a collecting point, like an email or a, Facebook or something where people, if you do have the youth and they get this and they can't be at the art festival, but they, or at the Earth Day, but some way they can get in touch and give you the ideas. Do you all have a website or a Facebook page or an email that?
I know there was a Facebook that was talked about. I don't know if we ever.
Jeanette, do we have anything with the city as an email or a point of collection?
You can address it to city@cityofsebastian.org, and it'll come to the main repository, and we'll get it to you. city@cityofsebastian.org.
Okay. So we want it to have that email address on there. I can say, send suggestions to city@cityofsebastian.org. Maybe where it says, find a calendar at the city website, I can say, maybe something like come to a meeting on top of it and then find a calendar at, is that an idea?
I would leave it like this for now. Your, meetings are quarterly, so it's gonna be a while for your next meeting, except for your special meeting where you're gonna talk about judging. So, I almost think you would leave it like this.
Okay.
Find a calendar. Yeah, put the email address.
Put the email, but leave out the come to a meeting?
You could just write something as simple as, you know, if you can't make it to Earth Day, email any suggestions to, or just email any suggestions to, and put the email.
And just say email suggestions to. Okay. Is that all that we want to add to it? Do you want to add any more details about the Earth Day Festival, other than just join us for Earth Day?
Not on the flyer, but you guys need to discuss your table as well.
Do you guys
Who's
think
gonna be
you
there?
wanna sit at a table at Earth Day and collect ideas and?
I would be willing to do that, yeah.
Okay.
You're gonna need to have a little more firm decisions on who's gonna be there and what you're gonna do. If you wanna take turns, someone come for 2 hours and another person. You just need to come up with a decision though, on what you wanna do.
Just stepping back for 1 second, once I make these revisions on here, I don't need to bring it back and have it approved again, I can just send it out, right?
Right.
Okay. Get that out of the way. And, so I have on the back here that the festival is from 8:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. Setup starts at 7. We should probably have shifts. Well, we should definitely have shifts. Like a morning and then, how about, could I call on the, member of the board real quick?
Ms. Ring?
Is there a specific time, like is there a schedule of events going on the stage, a specific time that we'd have to make our?
If, on your natural resource board, if you will email Rose, she's the one taking care of everything, and yes, there is time left on the stage. You just tell us how much time you need. Most of the time's in the morning. The afternoon time is kinda taken. But, you know, we're only going to what, 3:30? But we still have lots of stage time, and I guess you wanna go up on stage and announce all the winners, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, and we can give you at least an hour if you want an hour. We got time. It'll be in the morning, before noon.
Okay, thank you.
And if you need space, more than one table worth, you have to let Rose know also, and she'll give you more space, but I don't think it will be at the table or under a tent.
Okay, thank you. My idea was we do a morning shift where, say, well, if we divided it out of the 4 of us here, we'd have 2 people in the morning and it wouldn't be morning and afternoon, it would be first half and then second half. Then in between the first and second half, we have all of us there to make the presentation. Then the first shift people go home and the second shift people stay and do their shift. Does that seem to make sense?
That makes sense, but I think we should assign shifts during the meeting on April 19th when we're going over the whole thing.
Okay, yeah, so maybe we'll have more people then too. Could we make note to assign shifts on the 19th meeting? Okay.
Real quick, since you were discussing on the shifts on going on the stage in the middle, she said any time before 12, so depending on how long you think it's going to take, because we need to let her know the time, you may want to think of it around 11:30.
Yeah.
So this way it goes right up until noon, so whoever goes on stage next would be able to have time.
Right.
So you need to actually confirm a time now.
Okay.
Okay, what time do you want? 11 to noon? You want the whole hour?
I don't think,
I don't know, I don't know what you plan, and how many announcements? 5 at the elementary school, and
You are probably not going to need more than 30 minutes, so I would take the hour from 11 to noon.
okay. Is
Are-
that,
Are we just calling
And then
out
do you
names?
need them to let Rose know, or
I really, yeah, you need to let
so
Rose
you all
know.
need to, or somebody needs to email Rose and let her know that you'd like to have the schedule at that time?
The last time I looked at the schedule, it was open, but, you know, Rose is filling it in. Yeah.
okay.
And definitely let everybody at the Natural Resource Board know what you're doing by the March meeting. We meet the first Tuesday in, the month, and we will need to definitely know what you're doing by that meeting. How many tables, how much space you need, time. Okay. And the police officers, dog demonstration, is at noon or is it at 1? I think it may be at 1, so that will be an interesting thing to see.
Okay.
When we announce the names, are they coming up to the stage, or are we just saying the names and distributing them later on?
I'd imagine it would probably be,
If they're present.
yeah, it would probably be difficult to get all of the winners there.
So then on the registration form, or however we're advertising it, shouldn't we put the time for the awards on
Yeah,
it?
I'll adjust that and then send out the revised one
Okay.
tomorrow or something to all the schools.
But the thing is that I need to email Rose to find out if that time is set in stone. So,
Did you say you would notify the winners also to try to have them there?
Yeah, I could make another flyer for just the winners, just for them to have, so they'll know the specific times to go out.
okay.
If that would be better.
How about we do that so that we can address that later on after I've found out the time for certain, instead of putting an indefinite time on this. Could I just contact you for the email address for,
For Rose?
yeah,
Okay. think it's on the back.
She's
Oh,
right
is it?
down here too, at the bottom of the page.
Oh, well.
You-
See, it helps if I look at things.
That's okay.
Okay.
Okay, you're chairing a meeting, so don't be nervous. So,
All right, and could the public inputs first. We'd have to have some sort of a collection box of sorts to collect ideas at the festival.
like a suggestion box?
Yeah.
It's up to the council, it's up to you guys. Do you want to have a suggestion box at the table?
I don't know how big of a box it would need to be, but I know like they just make those little metal mesh container things with the flippy lid. If we could just
Or a
pick up one of
cardboard
those.
box, yeah.
Or we could just use a shoebox and put a hole in the top if we have to.
You want it to look a little more presentable than the shoebox. Although, a good idea, if you have,
Wrap it and then
just be creative, since it is an art contest anyways, I guess. You're gonna have the suggestion box there.
Who wants to get creative with a shoebox?
Sure. If we are doing a booth, we're gonna need, don't you think we'd need a banner to, introduce us and not just have a white table? And if so, I can have one made by Vistaprint, but I don't know if I'm allowed to use the Sebastian logo.
This is for a banner for the table, for
Yeah.
the front of it?
Mhm.
I can, Ashley, you wanna check on that? This, to use the logo?
And are you gonna have like index cards and pencils there for people to use?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you made arrangements on getting those items?
We'll see, we're not sure of the shifts yet, but I would imagine whoever's coming to the first shift would be the ideal person to bring them.
I tell you what, let me just make it easy on you. We will supply the index cards and pencils.
Okay. Thank you.
And if you can't use the city logo, which I'm sure we can work that out, we have a tablecloth that says Sebastian Police Department, but we can turn it around where the other side is just blue. So you can certainly use that as well too.
Okay. We had just, distributing the flyer at Earth Day. Could we get copies made at the city here
Okay,
so that we have a stack to hand out?
yeah, we can help you with that, if you'll email me the updated form.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm running out of room here. Looks like I'm booked tomorrow. Okay, and the status of the Facebook page. Have we ever, did we get any further on that? I know we were talking about using the cities or...
I think there was something they were gonna do with linking the Facebook page with the city's website, but nobody even did a blurb on it, or, I know there was something we were waiting on.
We were waiting on the content. Has the content been developed or designed or? Not yet?
The first thing we'd probably need is a logo.
I know a logo was somewhat discussed at the last meeting,
Yeah.
but not, I don't know if it was firmed up or anything.
It doesn't sound like we have content yet, so, let's just go with the city at cityofsebastian.org for now, to contact us.
Mhm. Okay.
But in the meantime, if anybody wants to work on it, so it can eventually be put together, somebody needs to be a little more definitive on what they're gonna do.
I know you weren't you the one that was taking care of it initially?
Yes, but I was told that I couldn't, as myself, put something on there, so I would have to.
Did you design anything to submit to Barbara to insert it on the page? Have you designed anything?
No, because we hadn't decided on anything to put into it. Like, I know we wanted to put a flyer, but it hadn't been finalized, so.
So Ryan's flyer, you're gonna put that on the Facebook page, and then something about the contest? Okay. Do you have anything on the contest, or?
No, but how would I go about sending it to be put on the Facebook page?
Do you remember Barbara gave you a card with an email address? Do you still have that?
Mhm.
Okay, that's where you would email it to.
Okay.
Should I send my flyer to her as well, or could she get it from you once we
I'll
are
forward
more?
it to her.
Yeah, okay. Is there any public input? No? Okay. And we do have Police Chief Michelle Morris.
Actually, I pretty much said what I needed to earlier about the time frame. 4 o'clock is just a little bit better for us. As you know, Ashley, Officer Penn, teaches DARE throughout the week, and her typical hours are from 8 to 4. On certain days, she can adjust her hours, but 6 o'clock in the evening is just not conducive to her regular work schedule. So I think we've got that kind of understood. The other thing is, I just want to say that, you know, we're more than willing to help you guys out with anything, and I don't believe it's a violation if you contact her individually and ask for suggestions. I don't know if any of you have done that. She's certainly willing to help you out with anything to kind of get you moving. As for the Facebook page, we have our own Facebook page as well. It really is not very hard to get it going. Just reach out to city staff members and ask us, and we will be more than willing to help you out with anything or give you suggestions. You just have to be careful, of course, doing it collectively. But if one of you contacts myself, Officer Penn, or whomever, we will help you out with whatever we can. But it does need to be your initiative. You know, we can't, this isn't our council. This is the youth council. And I think it's important that you guys try to get the youth to participate. So when you are out there on Earth Day, you kind of need to be energetic, and as Officer Penn said, you need to decorate your little booth and get people to want to come there and want to talk to you, and you're going to have to ask, hey, you know, we'd like to know, this is what we do, this is what we're looking for, what would you like to see in the city? So you're going to have to solicit a little bit, and I know sometimes that steps out of our comfort zone, but I think you all will maybe see some input at that point. But we are all willing to help. You just have to reach out and ask. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I also want to mention that you should wear your city shirts, because you're going to be representing the city, so once they see all the green together.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. So we want to change our meeting times back to 4. do I need to make a motion for that, or do we just do it when we set our next?
We'll just do it. The next meeting is gonna be your special judging meeting, April 19th at 4,
Okay.
and assign the shifts. And maybe somebody will bring the shoebox.
Are there any other committee member matters? Okay, so we set our next meeting date and the agenda items. So I believe that is everything.
I think so.
Okay, I move to adjourn.
I second.
Okay, and I will adjourn this meeting at 6:56.